unknown virus. It's described as being, it's not a day at the beach. But yeah, like, he died. A guy died. I undersell it much. Uh, so yeah, the main plot here is, whilst there's some pranking involving this face crawler between Daniel Stern's character Sixpack and Amanda Pay's character Williams, and so they get put on like outdoor drilling duty the next day. Let's say they're 3 days away from their. I thought they were down there for years. When they kept saying, "Oh, I've been down there a long time," because I'd missed that opening credit of day 87 of 90. So I was watching this film like, "Oh, they've been down there." Like, presidents have changed since they've been down there. They're finally getting out, but no, they haven't been down there 3 months, which is still a long time. You know, we were stuck inside our houses for a few months last year, and I can imagine it being even worse if you're underwater, even.
Right.
So yeah, I get why tensions are fraying, and but they find out on day 87 and 90 that Richard Crenna can speak more than one language, and I feel like that would have come up before now.
Right.
How much do you have to talk about, honestly? So yeah, they are do this outdoor exploration, and Daniel Stern disappears, and there's been ages. It's been ages looking for him. It's like a real 5-10 minute sequence of Williams going very slowly trying to find him, and everyone on board the station running around like, where is he? And he's just wandered off. He went and found this Russian ship and found a safe in it, and there's this unnecessary tension. But in this safe, there's documents, there's medical records, a lot of people died, and there's a bottle of vodka and a hip flask. And the bottle of vodka gets emptied, but the hip flask, Daniel Stern scoots that away, drinks a little, gives something to another crewmate, Bowman, and then he starts to get a skin rash, which kills him, and turns him into a weird. And I'm not entirely sure what it does, because it gives him a skin rash that kills him, and then later it morphs his DNA into a tentacle. It's kind of like The Thing meets Alien, where he gets this weird tentacle thing, becomes a weird creature that escapes but gets killed, and then that gets passed from person to person, very much like The Thing.
Was there scales growing too? Did I imagine that? And I feel like
they kind of were, because I think DeJesus comments on he's like scales on him, and the doctor's like, who told you this? What? But yeah, he saw it. So yeah, it's an aquatic creature of some kind that lived in. It's like a virus or something in this alcohol that they hid that must have tasted like alcohol because he's drinking it. So I think it turned out that it was something created by the Russians to kill them.
Yeah.
Or I wasn't
Homo aquaticus, maybe.
Yes.
And that was one of my favorite lines. Peter Weller says, what's next? We're going to just grow a race of bird people. Yeah. And that's the sequel, Leviathan 2, Bird People.
Oh, yeah, I love
that.
Leviathan 2 with the birds.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a rip-off of the birds this time rather than Alien.
Or Birdemic.
Or Birdemic, yes.
Birdemic 2. Maybe that was the plot of Birdemic 2, I don't know.
I didn't even know there was a Birdemic 2. I never saw Birdemic 1. I'm fine with that. So yeah, and the tentacle, at one point it turns into it turns like a lamprey, like a little eel that goes into DeJesus. It can transform from one aquatic creature to another, kind of.
Yeah, it's just kind of doing whatever it wants for the most part.
Yeah, it just does what's needed by the script.
It's like whatever the budget could accommodate that day on set.
What have we got the gear for today? Let's do that. So it goes into Daniel Stern first, and then Bowman. So it kills Daniel Stern. He just dies and gets checked out by the doctor, whilst everyone else is out on getting the rest of their quota. They need to get 25 tons on their final day. They're only going to get half a pay for that month, which would suck. That's a terrible rule. If they were just a little bit short of their deadline, that's awful management. But I suppose it did inspire them to get on and do it, so it worked.
Right.
And then Bowman gets taken out, and she kills herself in the shower.
Yeah.
It's grim.
Right. She did it very quick.
Yeah. Running the hot water. Yeah. we'll skip over that. Not a fan of talking about that. So there was a bit where she and Peter Weller shared a bottle of water. After coming back from doing their work, they come in, they share some water. I thought, oh no, it's a double bluff. Peter Weller's not the star of this film. He's going to die next, because they just... Nope, that's nothing, it's nothing. It just happened and then it's nothing. So, that's not how it's transferred. Because I thought, oh, this really is Alien. You know, he's Tom Skerritt, but no, he's Peter Weller.
Right.
He's Sigourney Weaver in this film. Never runs around in his underwear. There are no cats to save. No one is... unless we go with... Is William supposed to be Jones, the cat? That would be terrible. So she gets taken out next. Then it's a little while before we get another kill. I think it's is it DeJesus next? Because there's
he
has...
I think it's don't they think he don't there's a part where they think it's gone. Yeah, because so it's Bowman and Six Pack. They sort of like jettison that.
Yes.
The tentacle.
Yeah, the tentacle
survives.
Away like
it's
the thing.
Crushed off, survives. So they think at that point they've gotten rid of it, and then all of a sudden, Jesus is getting killed. And that's when the puzzle bros.
Puzzle bros for life. Yeah. Jesus gets taken out, and then Cobb, who is Hector Elizondo, is like the seasoned old guy in the crew. And he's told to like watch. Oh yeah, because Ernie. I love this scene. Ernie Hudson and DeJesus are in a room together. And that's when they're having the puzzle fight, and then there's just Eel launches out and grips onto DeJesus's arm and wraps around his chest,
right.
And Ernie Hudson's there and just runs away.
Right,
he's like backs away from his friend.
And seals him in. Puzzle friendship is over.
Yep. Like any other film, he'd have like grabbed an axe or we know they have flamethrowers. He would have grabbed something to like try and burn it off, but he's just like, nope, staying away from you. So he runs off.
The doc. So, like, what's the doctor gonna do? Like,
yeah, he runs off to get the doc, and he tells Hector Elizondo, does Cobb, to stand by the door and watch. And Cobb does not do this. He wanders off to go and get a weapon or get something else, I think. So DeJesus escapes, and the next time we see them, it's like mutated into some other big creature that scratches Cobb in the chest and infects him. So that's how so it can be transferred that way by scratching, but not by sharing a bottle with someone. The rules are loose.
Right.
It's a real giant like leech-like thing on DeJesus.
Right.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, that was a disgusting, intense part because he's just desperately trying to get it off of him, and it just keeps latching onto him. Pretty intense. And
eventually he's just kind of stood there. He's just kind of accepted it, you know.
Right.
Have you seen Life?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil Life because I think people should watch it, but I really like Life, and the first death that happens in Life is maybe the worst death I've seen in a film. Just trying to imagine experiencing it. What happens to that character? Where the creature like goes inside them.
Okay.
And wreaks havoc in there.
Yeah.
Because like that character is alive whilst it's happening, and they're just feeling this thing ripping their organs apart, and it's I don't like thinking about that, and I don't like thinking about just having this giant leech slug-like thing gripping onto your torso and wrapped around your body, and you can't do anything about it, and your friends just run away from you.
Your friend runs away.
Yeah. But the guy who plays DeJesus, Michael Carmine, an actor I'm not familiar with, he really sells this death. It looks painful.
Yeah.
He does a good job.
It's definitely one of the reasons it's such an intense, nasty scene. Is he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, he's not been in a lot. He passed away shortly after this film was made. In 1989. So this was his second to last film. He was in Batteries Not Included, and Invasion USA, and an episode of MASH, but not a lot, so that's a shame. R.I.P. Michael Connor. He was only 30. Anyway, this is proving to be a depressing episode of Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. New listeners, we are normally more upbeat than this. Listen to our shows on Cliffhanger and Cutthroat Island.
let's talk about the cool getting ready for battle montage that comes like right after that.
Oh hell
yeah! That's when they kind of get out the very like alien-esque flamethrowers and all the weird
giant flamethrowers. These are like a video game weapon. Flamethrowers. They're huge. I'm shocked people can carry them.
Yeah. And the like reciprocal drills that everyone has in different sizes and
like chainsaws of weird different shapes, and there's like a trapezium chainsaw.
Yeah.
Doing all kinds of things with these weapons. It's great.
Kind of a short montage though. Like it wasn't that long. It was just like they kind of right when they got going, it was over. But I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh yeah, I'd love a good tooling up montage. Like we had Aquaman last week. I loved the bit where Manta's configuring the weaponry to work into his helmet. It's not a lot. Yeah. It's not a big scene, but it's a fun scene. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like some good people doing some engineering on their weapons. It's always fun to see. But yeah, so they do the classic horror movie thing of everyone split up. And so Peter Weller and Ernie Hudson head off, Richard Crenna and Hector Elizondo head off, and then Amanda Faye Williams just appears and scares the crap out of Peter Weller and Ernie Hudson. Always good to have that, because they don't know where she is. She's off for a jog. They're in this underwater lab and she's just jogging around. Great.
Jogging with the big giant, some sort of aqueduct tunnel running above her head on the station. Do we see the creature in there, by the way? And that leads me to the creature is always just sort of watching everyone. He's like up in the rafters at different stages.
There's like some water. There's some indoor water channel for some reason in this place. And the creature is like moving through that, and she like runs over a grate that's on top of it, and then we see the creature's like tentacle kind of submerge and swim away like it's been watching her.
Right.
I guess Michael Myers or something, which is just delightful.
Always just kind of around watching everybody.
Yeah, it's. I don't. Did you ever see the Deep Blue Sea sequels?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay. Well, there's a bit in 2 that is my favourite part of 2. It's one of my favourite parts of 2, where there's a character played by Michael Beach who is he's got this serum that when he takes it makes him intelligent, like super intelligent. I'm hoping I'm selling the film more to you by saying these things. When he takes it, he can see like the Matrix. It's fantastic. It's glorious. Mm-hmm. And when he takes it, he then talks to his lawyer about killing some mutant sharks. This is very early in the film, and as he's saying that, watching at the window is a mutant shark. And it's just I right at the window watching and judging him. So whenever I see a monster just watching and sliding away, I always think of Bella at the window in Deep Blue Sea 2. Just a glorious scene. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. But yeah, so they've split up, they're roaming around, they've got their flamethrowers, and Cobb, what happens to Cobb? He dies, I know that much. Richard Crenna secretly launches all the life bubbles. They're not like bubbles. They're bubbles. They're literal bubbles. They keep on talking throughout the film. We've got to take these bubbles up. There's the bubbles that we can take up. Up on the surface, Miss Martin, she keeps on fobbing them off, saying, "Well, we've got to delay your extraction. There's a storm. There's a hurricane. They're hiding the weather reports from them, so they think that she's lying." Turns out, yeah, she absolutely is. Surface rather clear. But yeah, Richard Crenna launches these bubbles so they can't go up. Turns out, didn't need them. That's just, they have suits. They'll be fine.
The suits have bubbles. Some sort of propulsion bubble on the poster, by the way. A pretty cool poster, actually, is that the poster actually is, I guess, Peter Weller, although it looks like a picture. It's a drawing. It's like a hand-drawn poster, and it looks like Peter Weller's face is just like two-dimensional, taped to the helmet. And then it's just, she's in a bikini, I think. I mean, I guess that happens when they take the suits off, but it just looks like she's just like in a bikini holding on as he's going up.
Yeah.
And whatever flippers is coming off. Pretty cool poster, but
it is. It's unfortunate the when they get into these suits, the only person that we see stripped down to get in is the surviving woman, and everyone else is just kind of fully clothed. And she's like, "No, I have to be in my underwear." And yeah, when as the suits kind of break apart as they're designed to do, apparently she's the one that we see from below, like the butt shot as she's surfacing. So just
she also, we get like an obligatory she's like mourning and traumatized and strips down and gets in the shower in her